YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, double honest to GMS who told me this truth. Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So this is national defense. Pentagon pays roadmap for zero trust by 2027. So the Defense Department has finally laid out its plan for protecting its cyber networks after years of pledging to make it a commitment. So cyber physical threats to critical infrastructures really are one of the biggest national security challenges that we're facing today, and that the landscape that we're dealing with has gotten more complex. So cyber attackers have more resources than they have in the past, and it's less expensive to do a lot of damage to an insecure system, he said. It's not just lone wolf hackers, but nation states and cyber terrorists who can pose a threat. So the new strategy's basic tenet is that treating organization security like a moat around a castle doesn't keep out bad actors. So zero trust culture requires every person within a network to assume that it is already compromised, and requires all users to prove their identities at all times. So you could definitely see anything that requires interacting within this current world requiring, trust, aka your identity to be verified before it can be used. So that's a simple way of just locking people out of the entire system. So the strategy lists technologies that can help cultivate a zero trust environment, such as continuous multi-factor authentication, microsegmentation, advanced encryption, endpoint security, analytics, and robust auditing. So while these various technologies can be used to implement this basic premise, it essentially means that users are granted access to only the data they need and when needed. The strategy revolves around 4 pillars: accepting the culture of zero trust, operationalizing zero trust practices, accelerating zero trust technology, and department-wide integration. The strategy notes that while IT departments across the Pentagon may need to purchase products, there is no one capability that can solve all their problems. It says, while many methods can be used to authenticate users, the integration pillar calls for creating an acquisition plan for technologies that can be scaled department-wide by early fiscal 2023. It says it won't be possible to completely retrofit every legacy platform with technologies such as multi-factor authentication. The strategy points out, however, the service can implement safeguards for these less modern systems in the interim. It says zero trust is about raising the security, but it also means, how do I operate more efficiently? The user experience should get a vote. So zero trust will not be zero trust successfully if we don't get help in managing identity. So that's the key quote right there. People are going to need a digital identity that's going to allow them to interact in this zero trust world that they are creating. Shalom.